Welcome to the Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 3, Episode 22, The Dream Team. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, we're one of the two of the Dream Team right here in this podcast, Marissa Garza. Marissa, good?
I'm good, Jason. I'm good. You good?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah. Do you remember the Dream Team, though? Do you remember that, in the 90s?
Vaguely, very vaguely. This is the NBA Olympic basketball team. Yes, very vaguely. I cannot name you all the members of the Dream Team, but I know there was a Dream
Team. There was a Dream Team and a McDonald's campaign, so it was a time.
Capitalism at work, for
sure. Yes.
Listen, so here we are, the season 3 finale of The Good Wife. Honestly, I feel like the time has just flown by with this podcast. It seems like just yesterday we were starting this little podcast up, talking about the pilot episode of The Good Wife. Here we are, 3 complete seasons in the book.
Yeah, I know. When I think back to the start of the season particularly, I feel like it was 1,500 years ago. And that could be because of what's going on in the world. But at the same time, it also feels like yesterday. So we're stuck in that time warp of The Good Wife.
Yeah, we're just flying through this thing. And to me, this felt less of a ending and more of a preview of the next season. There's just a lot of cliffs we were hanging from to find out what's going to happen in the next season with a lot of our characters. They really, I guess they had been renewed already for season 4 when they were shooting this. They're like, all right, let's glide this right into the next season.
Yeah, I think last episode was a bit more finale-y, getting Carrie back into the firm, having Kalinda and Alicia sitting at the bar. There were some things that were tied up, and this one definitely opened a few more doors.
Yes, for sure. Before we get too deep into the episode, we want to remind you some free and easy ways that you can help this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, and subscribing wherever it is you are watching or listening. You can also email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. As always, thank you so much for rating, reviewing, and subscribing. A special shout out to those watching on YouTube. As a reminder, we are over on the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that little bell or whatever it is to follow this podcast so you know whenever a new episode's coming out. Also, hit us on those thumbs up so we know that you're liking what you're listening, what you're watching or listening. I know people on YouTube that also just put it on YouTube just to listen to it as well. They don't even watch it; they just listen to it. Hit us those thumbs up. Let us know you're enjoying what you are watching. You can also help us monetarily if you so choose over at buymeacoffee.com/goodpod. We did have someone leave a contribution over there, Carolina. She says, I love listening to your recaps and it makes me so happy. Marissa hates Peter and Jackie as much as I do. I also love your Elsbeth coverage. Thank you for all you do. Yes. Carolina, for the record, I also hate Jackie and Peter.
Oh, yeah, now you're getting on.
Marissa is just much more expressive than I am of her Jackie and Peter hate. She uses a lot better words than I do to express that hate for Jackie and Peter. Yeah, listen, speaking of Elsbeth coverage, we are ever so close to being back on the Elsbeth beat. Some interesting news that came out this week as well about Elsbeth.
Marissa related.
Some Marissa related news I know got this Marissa extremely excited. The one and only Marissa Gold is going to be guest starring on Elsbeth. That's huge because she is the first good verse member to really cross over into the Elsbeth world, as opposed to just a mention of Carrie. In the first episode of season 1 of Elsbeth. Remember that? Remember, oh my God, they mentioned Carrie. Is he going to be on the show? But we're getting Marissa in season 3. And I don't think it's the premiere. It's at some point in season 3.
Yeah.
Marissa Gold is going to pop up, which is so huge.
Yeah, I'm so excited because she has her moments in The Good Wife, but she really has her moments in The Good Fight. And where we end with her character in The Good Fight is a lot different where she is now in what we're watching in The Good Wife. And so I don't want to spoil it for any of you, but I will tell you when we cover that on Elsbeth, we will have to spoil some things because her life stature is a little bit different.
It's unavoidable.
At this point.
It's unavoidable.
I'm so excited.
yeah, I saw some set photos and it was like, oh my gosh, Marissa looks so grown up now. Like she got a businesswoman haircut. I'm like, oh my gosh, so interesting. I don't think anyone had Marissa Gold in the pool of people that are going to be the first to come back to
I
this
never doubted.
universe. Yeah,
A Marissa it always keeps the faith.
and I'm so glad she's coming back as Marissa Gold, right? She's not coming back
Yeah.
as some other person, as we've got people that carried over from the good verse to Elsbeth that have changed character. I mean, case in point, Stacey Hall, aka name is escaping me. My gosh. Who plays Stacey
Stacey
Hall?
Hall.
Eli Gold's paramour that's also doing Vanessa's campaign.
Oh, America
Uh
Ferrera.
no.
Oh, Amy
Um
Sedaris.
Yes, Amy Sedaris. Amy Sedaris will be back in the premiere of Elsbeth, but as a completely different character. You know,
With Stephen Colbert. You guys,
with
it's like
oh my god, it's like we talk about how we feel like we're the main characters in the simulation. The Kings will feel the same way because that first episode is dealing with late night television,
yeah, and
which
also Stephen Colbert and Amy Sedaris were in Strangers with Candy. Throwback to the old people like me. So
yeah,
good.
exactly. And late night television is a hot topic
Yeah,
right now in the
yeah.
zeitgeist of America. So the first episode of Elsbeth should be rather interesting if it's allowed to air.
We'll
We
see.
don't know.
Also, yeah, because it was already filmed. Like it's already filmed, and so much has
Yeah,
happened since it filmed. Like it was filmed before the announcement of this past week regarding Jimmy Kimmel. So
before Colbert got
no, it was
let
after
go,
Colbert. It was
it was
after
after.
Colbert. Yeah,
Really?
like at least it became known after Colbert. I don't know if it was filmed after the
Hmm.
Colbert
Yeah.
announcement because I remember it was like Colbert is playing a late night talk show host on Elsbeth, and I'm like after the show when like how is this
Well,
happening?
I mean, I feel like it was probably filmed before he got
Yeah, that could
let
be.
go.
Yeah.
So listen, we'll see. We'll see if it even gets to air. You know, who knows?
We'll see. It's
Who knows anymore?
like something to look forward to. It's if you need something to look forward to in 2025, it's just like seeing what Elsbeth will be like.
Yes. So, yeah, we're excited for Elsbeth to come back and all that means for us, for listeners of this
Yes.
podcast, and all that good stuff. So, Marissa, we got all
Yeah.
that out of
Well,
the way. Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But before we get started, if you are watching on YouTube, again, shout out to the YouTubers. But if you see this like thing on my head, I didn't bump my head. I didn't have an accident. I am okay. But there's a little thing called skin cancer that can get you when you whether you're outside or inside. And so for the next couple episodes, I will be healing. My surgeon does not want me to be putting anything over it. So I am following doctor's orders and helping it heal the best way I can. But this is a PSA from me to you, for me also.
Mhm.
Do not forget to wear your sunscreen even when you're inside. The sun is stronger than you think it is. Not stronger than me because I am now cancer free, but it is stronger than I I took it for at least.
That's
So just a
a
little
very
update and also apologies for the I can't put anything over it.
it's fine, Marissa. It's barely noticeable. Uh, a great PSA from one of your great co-hosts of the Good Pod over here. So yes, please remember wear your sunscreen. Stay safe for that, Marissa. We're
Yes.
happy that you are
Thank
on the
you.
mend and that you're okay.
Thank
Um,
you.
let's
Yeah,
let's get
let's
into the
do it.
episode.
Yeah, so this was the last episode of season 3, and Jason, as you talked about, it was kind of a setup episode, and also I think the writers and producers and the people were having a little bit of fun with this episode as well. There was some comedic moments
Oh, very.
throughout this one,
I'm not sure if
and
I've ever laughed harder at a Good Wife episode than a lot of moments in this episode.
yeah, it's been fun. So for that reason, we're just going to take it from top to bottom and enjoy everything that unfolds because of all of that. So at the start of the episode, we're picking up right back where we left off. Alicia and Kalinda are nervously sitting next to each other at the bar, and Alicia apparently is so drunk that she tells Kalinda that the IRA, which if you weren't alive in the late 80s, early 90s, the IRA was like associated with Ireland, not the IRS, which is
Mhm.
the Internal Revenue Service. So she's a little out of it, and she tells Glinda like, "Hey, they're gonna settle. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine, but we'll talk about that." But also, like, you have these like uncashed checks in your file. You should probably take care of those. And Glinda's like, "Yeah, cool. I'm not gay. like out of the blue, like just boom, I'm not gay. And she's like, oh, okay. And Clinton's like, yeah, you asked me that. And Alicia goes, 2 years ago. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
And I wanted to answer you. I'm not gay. I'm flexible.
yes. I think this is Kalinda try keep on extending an olive branch to Alicia to
Yes.
say we had a conversation about you and I being transparent to each other, and it was 2 years ago. I still wasn't sure about you, but now I want to be friends. I want to be, I want to be, I want to kiki with you, and part of that is I'm not gay. I'm flexible, as she says in the year 2012, which
Yes.
now you could say fluid, you could say
You could say
all the things.
pan, you could say
Yeah.
bi, you could say queer, you could say like so many other, we have so many more words. Our vocabulary has expanded since this
Yes.
moment.
Yes. So she is flexible. I'm sure in all the ways that you might think of the word flexible in this context. So yeah, I mean, it's again, it's just a way for her to say, I want to
Yeah.
be on the road back to reconciliation. And as a extension of an olive branch, I will let you know that question, that burning question you were wondering. So many years ago.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I remembered that one thing from 2 years ago. I'm just going to tell you, like right now. And I think Alicia here understands that this is what's happening. And
Mhm.
she asks a little bit about FBI lady. And then she's like, no, yeah, it's your life. You do what you want. So she's still a little hesitant in the sharing
Well,
information, being friends with Kalinda world.
I mean, she's about to mom her. She's about to go, well, I don't think you should be
Yeah,
doing that. Well, actually, you know what? You do your thing. I don't want
you
to
do you.
overstep. I don't want to. And let's not forget, right? This is still the woman that had an affair with Alicia's husband.
Uh,
As much as we say about Alicia being uptight, being like so judgmental, Kalinda's still in this thing with her husband. While Kalinda is lucky that Alicia's still like kind of talking to her at this. She never needed to be as nasty as Alicia had been to Kalinda, but Alicia's like, I'm willing to meet you halfway, at least talk to you in a
it
friendly manner.
definitely warrants a trial period, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like we're not going back to 100% right away. During this conversation, well, first, also, Kalinda's like, I didn't want to come. Like, Carrie invited me. Like, I wasn't
Mhm.
like, I didn't show up here.
I wasn't stalking you.
Yeah, I was like, but Alicia gets notice that a case verdict has come in, and they'll find out tomorrow. So over in court, I think we are introduced to the first time we've seen this guy, Judge Winter, or maybe not.
You know what?
Like
It's
seen with our eyes. He's been talked about a lot.
but it's weird, right? Because a couple episodes ago, in Blue Ribbon panel,
Different Judge Winter.
different Winter. I was like,
Yes.
wait, what? Because we had met Judge Winter before, right? We met him
Yeah.
like in a season before, and then we heard about this whole bribery case where they named a Judge Winter. So
Yeah.
obviously, my mind
Yeah.
connected the Judge Winter we met to the Judge Winter in the bribery case. So I was like, okay, that's the Judge Winter. We meet Judge Winter again a couple episodes ago in the Blue Ribbon panel. And I say in that episode, it's weird that Judge Winter and Judge Dunaway, both people who were implicated in Will's bribery scheme, did not even mention it. And then this episode, we find out there's a different Judge Winter,
Yeah.
spelled
Why?
WYNTR. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what is happening? Is this a retconning? Is this some like some finagling around? I was like, I can't believe there's a different Winter spelled differently, and this is the guy that was in the bribery scheme, not the Judge Winter from before. I was like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I was also confused like you were because I was like, wait a minute, wait, is this who is this person? And then also he's a very big Will fan and a big
Apparently.
like a Will, he's into it. So he notices the first thing off the bat is like, oh, we have a substitution here, like someone's filling in, and Diane's like, yeah, Will. He's like, I know all about Will's situation. But the case here before the court is that there is a drug company represented by, anytime there's a drug company, it's
Louis
Lewis
Canning.
Canning.
And it's apparently the same drug company that made Elvitil, which was another big case we had early in season 2, maybe, that was a big deal. So this drug company, this is a terrible drug company. They
Yeah.
make something that really ass people up
Yeah.
because once again, Lewis is representing them. But yeah, Lewis is. I like how Lewis is. He's doing on his notepad. He's like, oh, it's probably going to be 3.1 million. And then he hears Winter like, oh, I love Will. Tell Will I said hey. And then Canning like ups the offer. It's like, all right, it's gonna be a lot more than that. It's gonna be like at least 5 million. And
Yeah.
Winter does what Winter does. It's like, oh,
Well, Canning was on the right track, but it turned out a little bit differently. So the case is that this drug, it's an acne medication, and it caused permanent sterility in men. And so we've got like a man judge. We're talking about sterility, and then we've got Canning on the other side, and the judge is like, you know what? I just gotta let you know, I am here for the plaintiff. I'm going to side with him. I'm going to award him $25 million. And that we learn later is $7 million over the ask. So wow. This is, and Diane is speechless. Everyone's like super happy, but Canning is like, hey, in his Canning way, we're not done with him. But at this point, everyone's like super happy. Diane calls Will and he's like, hey, are you sitting down or standing up? And he's lying down, which I thought was funny. And they're like just so excited that this is like the answer to their problems. They can pay back the balloon payment. They can do all this stuff. Like it apparently they were in some financial trouble that we didn't really know about.
Apparently, like they just came in here and just threw this grenade into our show of like, hey, by the way, we're in financial trouble. It's like, why did we know about this? Y'all have been popping champagne, spending money out the willy-nilly, and now all of a sudden you got financial problems. Lockhart and Gardner, we really had to find you some like good accountants, because y'all do this a lot. Like you're in financial trouble a lot out of nowhere. Like we need to really rein in this spending. We need to figure something out, because y'all are not good at managing money like at all.
It's the ebbs and flows of business, Jason. Like sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. But they definitely need to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
You just
know when to walk away.
You just gave Alicia a bunch of money. You just hired Carrie back. Like, you didn't,
which was not a concern at the time.
No, not at all. There was no talk of like, well, we're pretty cash strapped right now, but we'll still hire Carrie anyway, or we'll still give Alicia a whole bunch of more money. No talk of that. All of a sudden now we have a balloon payment that we were worried about, that we were so fretting about. So I was like, okay. I also think it's another thing of like, what are we going to do in season 4?
Yeah.
Season 4, we're going to have some financial troubles for the firm.
Again.
Let's start it in season 3 finale. Yeah. So we can carry this over to 4. I was like, this just came out of nowhere.
And also, Peter came out of nowhere in the scene, because he comes around the corner, wants to talk to Alicia, tells Alicia, hey, so my mom paid for cash on this house down payment, so I'm actually going to go ahead and buy it. But I want to flip it. I just want you to know, like, I'm not trying to like manipulate or anything. And he's just like, you're not trying to colonize our past. It was like, whoa. Where did that come from? And it looks at this time that they are being adults about the situation.
Yeah, I like Peter's like, Jackie, she paid cash for this house because she was bidding against someone. At least she's like, she was bidding against me. Like, that was me. I was trying to buy the house. She's bidding against me, Peter. Peter's like, oh, that Jackie. It's like, no, that's a problem, Peter. You jerk.
Exactly. Exactly. Say it again, Peter.
Listen, I don't know.
You said it.
That's true. But I mean, listen, overall, Peter, this episode,
I will have thoughts about that later. Yes,
we'll have thoughts. So yeah, I do like that they are being friendly. They are working things out together. I like that Peter. I like the communication that Peter was presenting.
To
let her know, like, I just want to make sure you know that I'm not trying to do nothing shady. I'm not trying to.
They went into another room.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hold this over your head. I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. I'm just trying to, like, since apparently this is a house we're gonna have to buy because we can't get the money back for whatever reason. We're gonna have to buy the house. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna sell it for more money. So I gotta do some work on it. He talked like he was gonna be sleeping.
Yeah, I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Bob Vila? Like, where'd you come from? Like, what's going on? Like, I never pegged him as someone who would like want to, I don't know, do housework. Or was like, aren't you gonna hire someone to do that? Because that seems like what Peter would do. But while you're running for governor, yeah, go ahead and flip this house. I don't know.
It's sounds like a perfect like opportunity for like a puff piece on Peter Florrick.
Yeah.
Just a regular guy, Peter Florrick, working
Well,
around the house.
I mean, especially given what happens later in this episode, I think
Yeah,
this might be more calculated than we think at this point in the
absolutely.
episode. Carrie has welcomed back to Lockhart Gardner, and does not have a desk.
I love this little subplot of Will like subtweeting Carrie of like, yeah, you're back, but F you at the same time. Here you go. We can't get you an office yet, so you're just out here with little people. Have fun. Have a good
And
time.
he is in a direct division of Alicia's office,
Mm-hmm.
where it's big and lots of space and private. So speaking of Alicia's office, in that office, Alicia finds a check that hadn't been cashed. This is part of the Kalinda case. She was going through the files. She finds it. It was issued by F&E Construction. So she says, I'm going to call and I'm going to ask them to reissue the check. So she calls. And this was like, there was some suspicious talking on this
It's
call.
creepy.
Like no names exchanged. Don't recognize your voice. Ask about the check number. Like all of this stuff that has Alicia like guard up enough that she doesn't give away information and says, you know what? I'll call you back. Like if I need you, I'll call you back.
Yeah, if someone answers the phone like hello, that's like a what the hell? That
Yeah.
right there should trip some alarms. And it's
Yeah.
like, who are you? What's your name? Like, oh, hang up now, Alicia. Hang up now. Like the money's not that important. But yeah, I mean, she's trying to get Kalinda her bag, she's trying to get her money, but then it's like, good on Alicia for recognizing that she should not be giving information. It's like, actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna get some more information together, and I'm gonna let you know later. Bye.
Yes. Yes. Uh Canning has come in to talk settlements with the peeps. And so he comes in and he's like texting someone. He's like, oh, I'm just texting my lawyers. It's so funny. Lawyers have lawyers. And Diane's like, yeah, okay, but like, what's your offer? And he writes a big old goose egg on a piece of paper and says, you have 5 minutes to decide if you're going to take the $0 offer. And then we hear him call someone, and that person picks up the phone and is like, yeah, I'm just changing. And it's none other than Patty Nyholm. Nyholm. Yeah, Nyholm. I was
Boy,
like, of course this is happening. Of course this team up is happening.
and I don't think we've seen Patty this season, so
No.
they got her right under the wire for a season check in, and wouldn't you know it, Patty also got a season 3 glow up. She's got like I don't know what you would call this haircut, but it was like it was chopped in different angles. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
It was
weird. And she has some sort of man with her, which I'm assuming
Manny. A Manny?
it was a Manny, or I thought it was is this your husband? Is this like who is
Oh,
this person? We didn't
that
really
would
get
be
the
cool.
information. Might be her Manny / lover. Who knows? It was the vibes were like interesting because she's like changing the baby as Patty is one to do. Is just like has her kids all over the place, changing the baby's diaper in the lobby of Lockhart and Gardner.
We've got a poopy diaper. We've got a kid on a walker, using a walker, roaming
Mm-hmm.
around, like all causing as much chaos as possible. I love the moment when Will comes around the corner and hears her voice and is
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh no.
I the a definite like fun thing with Patty is always her like conversation with Will and how how they get along because Will despises her obviously, but they have this like fun rapport when they talk together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a little brother sistery in that way of like, I'm gonna needle you or you'll need like back and forth, back and forth. But Will's like, okay. So basically, Canning and Patty, Lewis and Patty are teaming up because not because they want to talk about the case that just happened, but they want to talk about what happened and the outcome of the case that just happened and sue them for malicious prosecution and fraud because they think that the $25 million set like award was part of a bribe because Winter was one of the basketball judges that Will played basketball with.
Yeah, this was interesting because it's funny because Canning and Patty get together. They're like, all right, I work. Lewis is like, I worked for the pharmaceutical company that you guys have sued multiple times. And Patty works for that Life State insurance company that works with my companies, also Life State, who you've also sued before in your little hospital trials, presided over by Judge Parks. Interestingly enough,
Yes. Yep.
another person that was in that bribery scheme,
Yep.
so-called bribery scheme. So they're like, we're sick of it. We are sick of your ish. We're going to get together and try and
Take you
sue you
down.
for $50 million. And Patty does mention, like, it's interesting because you requested this to be a judge trial instead of a bench trial in front of a jury. And you got it in front of Winter, who is a friend of yours, who gave you $7 million over what you asked for in the first place. That's
not looking good.
That's definitely shady. And I definitely think a flaw of this episode, as we'll kind of talk about the episode as a whole, is not really not finding out, like, why did Winter give them $7 million over this?
Oh yeah, no, he was like, bye.
Like, I would love some motivation.
He gave his like whole speech about, he was like, no matter what happens after today, justice was served.
Like,
here.
But I would like to know, like, Judge Winter, is there a way that you relate to this guy? Like, are you also sterile from taking some sort of like acne medication? Did you have a personal stake in this? Like, what was your motivation for actually giving them $7 million over? Because that's a lot. That's a big thing to do. So I'm wondering what his justification was for giving over that money.
It was a bro mad that another bro can't replicate.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what it was.
I would appreciate some sort of scene to tell us that.
Yes, that would have been good.
Whether it was Will talking to Winter later on, like, hey bro, like, why did you do that? Like, we're not, this is not a quid pro quo thing. It's like, it had nothing to do with you, Will. It had to do with the fact that this company took this man's chance for fatherhood away. That's why I gave him $7 million. Like, I would appreciate something to that effect to let us know what this really was, because Patty and Lewis are right. This looks shady. This looks weird.
Well, yeah, they and I think, as Canning does, like, this was, they knew this for a while. Like, this had been coming. Like, they'd been watching and waiting for an opportunity to make this move, and this was the case that did it. Eli goes to visit Jackie in the hospital. Okay, and as much I do not like Jackie, I hate Jackie, but she's funny in this episode. Like, it's funny because she's in the hospital. Eli walks in. First question: shouldn't you be in synagogue?
Oh my God! Like, wow, that's like not even trying to hide your anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism. My God.
Eli's like, no. And he had brought her like a little plant and everything. And then he gets down to business and he's like, listen, Peter's going to lose because if he cannot win without Alicia. He's like, well, what did I do? Like, well, how did I get involved? And Eli's like, the house, this freaking house. Well, what do you want me to do? I want you to apologize to her because we need her on board. And she was on board before this whole house thing. And Jackie does not respond. She's just like, I dreamt I died. And everybody did what they always do. They didn't care.
Now,
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And Eli's like, okay, bye. I'll go find someone for you. Like,
yeah. And she's like, it's interesting because she's watching this movie. I'm not sure what the movie is. I'm sure if I looked at the IMDb trivia section, they might have said it, but I didn't. But as she's watching the movie, someone gets shot. And it's like, okay, why are we doing this like imagery along with this? I'm not smart enough to understand the nuance of that scene. But she tells, like, I dreamed I died and no one cared. She asked if he's religious. I thought Jews believed in God. And I was like, yes, every single one of us believes in God. Yes. And I wasn't sure how real this was, or if this was Jackie trying to freak Eli out so that he leaves. I wasn't sure which way to go with that.
Okay, I don't want to speak because I don't know if I remember this or if I just like, I wouldn't put it past Jackie. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
yeah, I mean, we've seen Jackie be do this before and do stuff like this. I just wasn't sure like where this and other scenes coming up. I wasn't sure if like how much of this is real.
This lady does not look like she had a stroke. Okay,
I
Like
mean,
that's
she's
all
very
I'm saying.
pale. They really paled her up for this for this episode. I will say that.
I mean, but we currently have other examples of what people who might have had strokes might look like in the cultural zeitgeist. And it's just
True.
like not the same. Um,
Well, I am on the trivia
oh,
section
what'd you
of
find?
the IMDb. This episode won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series, but for Martha Plimpton, playing Patty Nyholm. This won
Go for
her an
her.
Emmy.
Go for her. Good for
Interesting.
her.
Yeah, cool. I thought that was pretty cool.
Back at Lockhart, Gardner, Will and Diane are chit chatting, and Diane, well, with the whole partners, actually, with all of the partners. And Diane's like, this is a scare tactic we've seen it done before. And Will's like, I don't know. I think they're trying to like fact find something. Like, look at who they're calling for witnesses. They're calling me, they're calling Kalinda. And then Walter pipes up from the back saying,
Howard, not Walter.
oh, Howard.
He looks like a Walter. But he's
Guys,
a Howard.
guys, I had surgery. Okay. Like, my brain
Oh,
is a little off.
how long gonna use that one, Marissa?
Just this week.
Okay.
Howard is like, never trust a man with the limp. If there's one thing the law taught me, it's never trust a man with the limp regarding Canning. And I was like, oh my goodness. Dan's like, okay, I'll sit in with Will. We're gonna need to have someone sit in with Kalinda. I don't know who we could get because like everyone else is gonna be called or could be called because they were involved in this case, except for one, the new guy.
Dun, dun.
Carrie. So Carrie sits in with Kalinda at the deposition. I enjoy when the show does things like answers, continue scenes dialogue with different visuals in the way. So like in this case, we set it up with Carrie and Kalinda at the deposition. Have you ever misrepresented your occupation to interview a witness or, get into someone's home? This is Canning saying like, this is what you did to my wife and to get to the home to get information. And Kalinda's doing a really good job of saying like, can you be more specific, do all this stuff? And then she says in this scene, can you repeat the question? And then we flip over to the Diane and Will deposition, and Patty Nyholm answers, and she's like, yeah, do you supervise Kalinda? It happens a couple times.
Yeah,
in this episode, and I always love when it does that because sometimes it's a line, and it happened once in this episode, but I forgot to write it down. It's a line that they're like telling you about the characters in the other scene, but with that dialogue, and so it's just a fun little, I think, trademark of the Kingverse that happens from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, and that was like the strategy of like, all right, no one be specific, everyone's like basically stall. And when they ask you a question, just say, can you expound on that? Can you give me more detail? Can you explain more? So basically, just kind of like stall them out and see if that works. So yeah, I do, like you said, I like that when we kind of transition into scenes with the same type of dialogue.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love the callback from Canning and be like, remember when you snuck into my house and lied to my wife about being a journalist so you could investigate me? Remember that? I love calling back upon that history from previous episodes and seasons.
It happens a couple times in this one, which is always fun. Will's being questioned, do you supervise Kalinda? We don't have direct supervisors here. Did you tell her to investigate on the case? Like, in what? Define investigate. In what way? Patty was like, okay, cut the bullshit, basically. Like, I know you have to pay back a balloon payment, and I know the settlement would be good for you. And they're like, excuse me, wait, what? The what now? And then she turns her questioning to like, did you introduce judges to bookies? Is this part like, isn't this something that Winter would owe you? Like, is this not a thing? And Diane's like, how do you know about this? This is sealed testimony. She's like, we're stopping her right now. We're going to go talk to a judge. So good for Diane on that. Meanwhile, Alicia's walking down the hall and she gets a phone call from FNE Construction. Note, the first phone call that she made was on an office phone, and this phone call came in on a cell phone. Very stalkery vibes coming in this timeline.
Yeah, it's you said you were going to call me back. You never did. What's going on? She's like, yeah, I said I'd call you back. If I got more information, I'm working on getting more information. I will call you back when I get more information. Like, you're not gonna call me back. You never had any intention of calling you back. It's like, whoa, this is super duper duper creepy. And like you said, he's obviously looked into Alicia and gotten her number from something or somewhere, and now he's all over Alicia, trying to figure out what this is, what's going on, because she still hasn't given him Kalinda's name. So he's trying to mess with her, intimidate her to like figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And she never said her name to him. So the fact, like, it's weird. So the group goes in front of the judge, and we are introduced to a new judge, Judge Linden, who I recognized from my lovely 80s childhood.
Yes.
But where have we seen this person before?
It's Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers. Cousin Larry. So yeah, like I was like, oh, cool, it's that guy. It's Cousin Larry. Those of you not old as dirt like me and Marissa may also know.
But also Perfect Strangers was having a comeback like a couple months ago. So like it's not streaming anywhere, but find stuff on YouTube. Also, the theme song A+. Also, they have like another song with the thing that the cousins do, a little dance. Look it up; it'll bring joy to you in this timeline of 2025.
Yes, Balki Botakamos or whatever his name was, Balki, cousin Balki. Let's say a sitcom from my childhood that I will always be in my heart.
Yes.
Mark Linn-Baker also made like kind of a resurgence a little while ago in the show The Leftovers. So you can that's also where you might have seen this man before, but mostly he's Cousin Larry to people of Marissa's age.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, nice little blast from the past, Cousin Larry.
It's like, it's Cousin Larry. And he's at this point sitting behind a desk and saying, okay, what do you want to have happen here? Diane, you are arguing that these questions can only come from them having knowledge of sealed testimony, right? And then he uses a wheelchair to move around his desk. And Canning wastes no time.
No time. Everyone in this meeting has different feelings because Canning's like, yeah, got him. we got
one of us. We
got the handicap thing. We can relate on that. Our people, Alicia, Will, and Diane, like, oh shit, here we go. Like he's gonna do his Canning thing, and he does his Canning thing right away. He wastes no time. Be like, so Judge, you may have seen me make some sudden movements. They need to explain what this is. They're like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's like, and also like I had this since I was born. Like in case you also had this since you were born. Like, and everyone's like eyes are rolling on the other side, and like Cousin Larry has no time for this.
No, he's like,
he knows. He's like, cool. I won't hold it against you because I wasn't gonna hold it against you. So yeah, he's pointing it like, out.
Cool, bro. Nice story. Whatever.
Thanks. And he basically says, okay, I'm gonna allow the questioning to continue, but if you can find evidence that this information came from sealed testimony, I will exclude whatever questioning came from this from my ruling. And this is kind of like, I don't like this ruling, but it's a compromise at this point because it's like, it's still going to be on the record. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's still going to be there. Coming out of this meeting, Diane catches Will and is like, look, we gotta settle. We gotta figure something out. You're vulnerable. We're vulnerable. We've got this, impending financial doom coming. We've got, and also randomly we find out that Edelstein isn't paying his bills or making noise or something like this. And like mom and dad are talking in the hallway and Alicia's sitting there like the little kid, like, oh, was I not supposed to hear this? Oh,
did you forget I was here? Did you forget that I was just right next to you? I don't understand. They look over like, oh God, Alicia heard us.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay. Like, just don't tell anyone. She's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to say anything. So Will and Diane do offer to drop the class action suit because this was their next step in the thing. I think that's probably why they called for a judge instead of a jury trial, because they were setting up for a class action. And these two, being Lewis and Patty, know everything about these moves. So they're like, that's so nice of you. That's so cute. But that's not why we're here. We're here to destroy you. We are here to make you bankrupt. We're here to do everything. Our people are tired of being sued by you. So our MO here is to make sure that you no longer exist so you can no longer sue us. But thanks for the fruit.
Yeah, they pretty much just come right out with it and be like, oh, like you think this is just about this one class action? No, we like you are our enemies. Like you are our sworn enemies, and the people that we work for. want to make sure you can no longer do this to them. So we are taking you out. They literally say, we're going to make an example out of you. We're going to
Yeah.
take you out so no one else will want to come up against our companies and try and sue us ever again. I was like, damn, that's supreme villainy right there. It's like, and listen, they got the perfect people to do this. Patty and Louis, who are the most forthright in their villainy people that we know. That like, I'm surprised Christiva isn't somewhere lurking in the shadows, also behind this. But they're just like, yeah, like F you, F your little fruit that you have here for us, F your settlements. We want to take you out for good. Like, damn. All right, cool. Yeah, I love how the lights start flickering as Patty and Louis, they're like, oh, our heroes are in trouble now. They can't even pay the light bill anymore. Loose light bulbs all over the place.
Kalinda follows Patty in the park, and I knew this was coming. I was like, oh, a mom with her kids at a park? Who's she going to meet up with here? Who likes to be with their kids at a park? None other than Mr. Andrew Wiley. Yeah. And they both spot Kalinda and go right up to her and say, like, listen, he's not talking about the grand jury. He's just talking about his testimony. And at this point, then Carrie, sitting at his little open office, like spot on the desk line, Will, Diane, and Kalinda all come walking up at one time.
I love the choreography. I love the choreography of this. Yeah, Carrie's just sitting at his little open space table, and like we see the vantage point from Diane, Will, and Kalinda walking up to Carrie. You see Carrie looks like he's just worried. He's like, uh-oh. It's like, what is this? Like, what did I do? Like, I love that the way they shot that scene.
Yeah, it was so cool. And Carrie's like, what's going on? It's like, well, we got a little problem with Andrew Wiley. Like, oh, what kind of problem? He's like, oh, well, he's talking about the grand jury investigation. Carrie's like, that's not like him. He would only talk about it unless he was talking about his own testimony. And Will's like, exactly. But and he's like, well, I can't tell you about the thing because it would be unethical. And Diane's like, we're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to use your knowledge in a different way. And this is where I think they have really like let Carrie know that you're here now, because they're not asking him to like break any ethics codes, not asking him to like not cashing in on the fact that he was with the state's attorney's office. They're like, hey, we need you, and we need you for this particular purpose, but you can do it in a way that you are comfortable with.
I mean, they kind of are using his like,
yeah, I mean, like,
just not in a way that would be unethical. And I think Diane and Will would contend, we never asked you to do anything unethical. We asked you to skirt the line of ethics, just skirt very close to the line of ethics, kind of like we're doing here. But we just want you to run right up that line of unethical and don't cross it. Just get your toes close to it.
I mean, the argument that they bring back to the judge's chambers is after Canning continues to brown nose, continues to stuck up to the judge. The judge, like Cousin Larry, again, has no time for this. He is done. And Carrie's like, look, there's a difference between talking to someone about your testimony or talking to someone about what you witnessed at a grand jury. And you can talk about your testimony, but you can't talk about what you witnessed. And they bring up the $200 or $2,000 UNICEF check that was talked about in the grand jury. And Carrie's like, supposed UNICEF donation. And Will's like, it was for UNICEF.
It was. I got a receipt. It's right here.
It was. And Carrie turns around and asks Andrew, like, did you testify to it or did you witness it? And all of a sudden, Andrew's like, oh yeah, I just witnessed it. Like, oh.
So I was very confused because why can't he talk about things that he witnessed firsthand? He was not in a grand jury like audience and saw this. He saw this outside of the grand jury. He saw Will giving Parks $2,000 because if you recall, Andrew was outside of Parks' office tending to his baby and spying on Will as he saw Will hand over the money to whose hand we were told was Parks.
I think it's because he was working for the state's attorney's office who was directly involved in this case, and that case was sealed. So like, I don't know I am not a lawyer. I do not know what is possible
What?
and what
Wait,
impossible,
what?
but I'm trying
Marissa,
to
I
investigate based on the
we've been.
context clues.
I thought you were a lawyer. Why? Why'd you
No,
lie to me?
I honestly, that's a misboat. I probably would have been pretty good. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
there's still time.
yeah, you love to argue.
I
Um,
do.
so yeah, I think you'd have been great. But I was looking, I was like, well, I mean, why can't the man just talk about what he saw? Why does that have to be such a thing? So I mean, I guess
I
you
just,
explained it. You explained it away pretty well. I guess that
but
makes
I just
sense.
don't understand why he knew this. Like Andrew Wiley knew this before he, and then it's like,
No, but
oh
I think Andrew
yeah,
did. I think he did just kind of mess up. I think he was just like because I think for the most part, Andrew is very forthright
he's a
in what he
stand-up
tries
guy.
to do. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I do think he just I guess messes it up in his head. It was all very cloudy to me. I was like, okay, I guess we can explain it away in this way. So yeah, this does allow our people to have anything dealing with that grand jury case just totally thrown out, totally like excluded.
yeah,
So they got to win in that way, thanks to our main man, Kariagos.
yeah. Coming in,
Yeah,
designated hair. Comes and saves the day, at least at this point, for like 2 seconds
yeah.
before Lewis Canning's like, I want to add Alicia to the witness list. Okay, great. So fun. So fantastic.
And that's
Oh,
never good. Whenever Alicia's being called in for something, you know it's bad. It's like, oh god, what are they going to expose here?
not good. Not good. Also not good is when Alicia tells Kalinda about the F&E construction. So they're like talking with, and Kalinda's like, hey, I got a witness prep you. She's like, yeah, cool, cool, cool. But I found this check from F&E construction. And Kalinda's like, oh, what? I was like, it's complicated. Okay, can you show me the check? Walk back to the office. And I like how Alicia like dripped this information because Kalinda was like, oh, okay, well, thanks for the check. And she's like, I called the
Yeah,
number. What do you mean you called the number? And he called me back. What do you mean you called me back? It's like, what's going on? And Kalinda at this point is kind of like going into old
Kalinda mode.
habits
Yeah,
and programming for in her brain, not like by like a computer, but she's saying, oh, that's an old thing. I'm gonna take care of it. Don't worry about it. Like it's complicated. I got this. And Alicia's like on to Kalinda's game at this
it's like,
point.
oh, this is something. This is because I mean, just the mention of F&E construction puts Kalinda on a DEFCON 4 watch button.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
just stand up straight, like F&E. What you mean F&E? Oh, okay, yeah, you've heard the name F&E. Cool, 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 cool. I'll take care of that. And like you said, like she's like, well, I called them. Here we go, DEFCON 3. You did what now? You
Yeah.
you called this number. You called F&E construction. Okay, okay. Still not the worst thing in the world. Still not terrible. I can still deal with this. Call me back. Oh shit, DEFCON 2. Here we go. They know you exist. They know who you
Yep.
are. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're at DEFCON 2 officially. And we're gonna get a DEFCON 1 at some point later in this episode. But
Yeah.
yeah, like this puts Kalinda on a whole new track. It's like she came into work thinking things were all good and nice and things were settling down, and now this puts her on a specific path.
Yeah, and I think like I like how Alicia's not like pressure like jumping to conclusions or like taking this personally as much as she could have in the past. You know, like she's just like something's up here. Okay. And this when Kalinda says I'm going to go take care of it, she goes on a shopping trip to like an Ace Hardware and picks
Mhm.
up a sledgehammer. And I'm like, okay, like where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Apparently she's okay. So then we see her go to a door and I'm like, whose door is this? And then she puts the keys like away and I'm like, oh, this must be her apartment. She has hidden in her wall a bunch of like runaway stuff and she uses the sledgehammer to get into the wall of the apartment
This
to take everything out.
this was, you know, there are moments
Mm-hmm.
in television shows,
Mm-hmm.
right? They call them jump the shark moments.
Do you think this was one?
I think this is pretty darn close because we're getting into this territory. Like I put back here on my message board, Kalinda
Yeah.
Wick, because this is getting into just ridiculous like action hero territory for Kalinda because she's sledgehammering open a wall. She's taking out all his cash and guns from
And
this
putting it
secret
in like
hiding spot.
the largest bag, like a bag
Yeah,
as large as the apartment itself.
she's getting her go bag ready, as they say in action movie lore. The go bag to get out of town, to get out of Dodge. And she's like, listen, listen. As she takes off her jacket, I'm like, whoa, like, listen. As they knew I would for that moment, they're
Yeah,
like, let's
they knew what they
let's
were doing.
let's give the guys in our audience something nice. It's like, okay, cool. She's getting all her stuff together. She's putting her gun in her little shoulder holster. I'm like, okay, like we're getting like I guess this is a run moment. She hears FNE construction, we're running. It did take me out of it a little bit. I was like, am I in The Good Wife or
Well,
am I in 24? Like what is this?
yeah. And also like the lighting was completely different. The style of
Yeah.
cinematography was different. It was weird. They had her like the long shot of her walking through Ace. Like it was
Mhm.
like this whole thing. Um
Complete with the stereotypical guy. Hey, honey, I think that sledgehammer's a little too big for you. I can show you some smaller ones. Like, okay, get out of our face.
yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
And I mean, the moment she walks out of Alicia's office, she goes, "I'll take care of it." Puts on the action hero shades.
Glasses.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, here we go. Like from that moment on, it was like now we're in a whole different mode of Clinton. We're in action hero mode.
Yes.
I'm gonna put on my shades to take care of this problem.
Back at home, Alicia's having movie night with the kids. Kids are like, hey, did dad tell you about the house? Like, are you going to buy the condo? Why don't you move into the house? Like, we could all live together, like a commune, like
Also, I
not
should
like a
take
family.
this moment to notice we did skip a moment
Oh, what did I miss?
with Alicia and Jackie, where Alicia goes
Oh,
to visit
did,
Jackie.
how did I miss all that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I did. Yeah. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
go back to that. Okay. So Alicia visits Jackie in the hospital room and she's like there. And Jackie's like, oh, it's so nice of you to come. And Alicia's like, what's okay? I'm here basically to tell you that I intend to sue you. You took money out of my kids' trust, and I'm going to sue the heck out of you. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. And Alicia's like, what do you want from me? She's like, accept my apology. It'll be good for the kids and Peter. And Alicia's like, oh, okay. Like, I'm going to get up. And he's like, was Eli here? She's like, I don't know. I don't know. And Alicia goes, okay, you sign the house over to my kids and I won't sue you, but you got to do that. And Jackie just kind of like, she's like, oh, that's where I was like, Jackie is hilarious.
Are you even allowed to sign houses over to minors?
I don't know.
That was our first question. And so I loved how Alicia just saw through this whole thing. She's like, Alicia's like I was here last week in TV time, and you were giving me your best Yuzma from the Emperor's New Groove. The whole like call me over with your finger, like to basically tell me that you had won, that you now have Peter in your pocket because of the stroke thing. Now I show up and you're all apologetic. You're all like, she's like, wait a minute. She's like, okay. So she calls it like you said. So Eli's been here, obviously, talking to you, and he told you to apologize to me because he wants me on Peter's side. Like she calls out the whole thing immediately, and Jackie's like, I don't know. Who's Peter? What's happening? And it's like, and it also very interestingly, again, Jackie's watching this movie, which I looked up. It's called Whistle Stop from 1946.
Oh my God. Okay. This is the only movie that's ever on at the hospital.
Apparently. The synopsis for Whistle Stop. After beautiful Mary returns home to her Whistle Stop hometown, long-standing feelings of animosity between two of her old boyfriends lead to robbery and murder. What that has to do with The Good Wife in this episode? I don't know. I feel like the Kings are trying to tell us something. I'm not sure what it is. Either way, she sees this same scene that she saw with Eli when Eli was there, someone shooting someone in whatever. But then later in the scene, we look at the TV and the TV is off. Where there seems to really, they really like make us pay attention to.
Yeah.
Was Jackie just seeing that? Was that not really happening? Is Jackie really having some cognitive issues? Like, what's going on?
I don't believe her for a second, to be quite honest.
Well,
I
obviously she is doing what Eli said, so she does have at least the clarity to say, yeah,
correct. And also
Eli's
she
right.
is crying. She is she is not
Yeah,
she's not crying. She doesn't mean any of this. She's doing this for Peter, as just like she did with the house for Peter. And Alicia is not sticking up for, I don't see any, I mean, sure, fine. She might be hallucinating movies, but
yeah,
I don't know what drug she's on at this hospital. I
yeah.
don't know what's going on. I'm hesitant to say that this is cognitive decline at all. Um, because also Jackie is so conniving. She is
Mhm.
so sneaky. She is gonna do whatever she wants. It would not go beyond. I would not I would not say Jackie would never fake a stroke and then also fake the afterwards of this.
Well,
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
I, I don't
I
I don't think we can contend that Jackie didn't have a stroke because she's still in the hospital
I mean, sure,
from the
fine.
stroke. I think we can say that. Listen, Marissa, I know you hate Jackie.
I do.
We all look. Carolina knows you hate Jackie. Like she said it. We get
Yeah,
it.
but she's
I,
also rich and she could pay the hospital to keep her there. Like
you think the hospital's going to be like, sure, like you want to just pay us to be kept here and say you had a stroke?
I
Sure, no
don't know.
problem.
I
Forget
don't
my
know what rich
Hippocratic
people life is like.
forget my Hippocratic oath. I'll just go ahead and pretend like you had a stroke, and we'll keep you in the hospital. I swear, I don't remember. Like, if Jackie dies, I feel like Marissa's gonna be like, check her, put a Peter mirror under her nose, make sure she's not breathing. I don't
Exactly.
trust it. I don't trust it. I'll trust it. But yeah, I mean, I think both things can be true, right? Jackie is trying to put one over Alicia, like, oh, I'm so sorry. And also, I do think at the same time she could be having some
Yeah, that's
mental
probably the
hurdles.
more sensible
It,
way to look at
it
it,
was
Jake.
just it was the fact that the TV was off, and the look on Jackie's face was like, has that been off the whole time? Or
Yeah.
did I imagine Whistle Stop was playing? Like,
Yeah.
so
Where's
I
my
think
whistle stop? Yeah,
yeah, I
okay.
think both
Okay.
things can be true.
Okay, fine.
I know you
Okay.
hate Jackie. I know you can't stand her. You want
I
her
think
in the
I
ground.
think like the first time I watched this too, I was like tell my mom, like, she is faking the stroke. Like, this is not real. Like I don't understand what's going on.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So back to Alicia having to be deposed. So she's in front of Lewis and Patty, and they're basically, hey, did you ever talk to Judge Winter outside of this trial? And she's like, no. Does this have anything to do with your
Oh,
personal?
but
Yes.
sorry. So look, back to because we didn't. Alicia's hanging with the kids. The kids wanted to buy the house.
Sure,
She's
fine.
like,
Yeah, she was. Yep.
she's like, I don't know. Things are up in the air with the law firm,
Yes, but then
and
she gets a phone call
yeah,
from F&E Construction, and this time they know her name. And
it's
so,
like this. It's like the Scream movie where like
yes,
Ghostface is
exactly.
calling the lady in the house.
Exactly.
Hi, Alicia.
So she's like, oh, and the kids are like, who is it? And they're like, no, that was the wrong number. And then she dials Kalinda immediately, and Kalinda's not
Clint is
answering.
busy doing
Yeah.
her Kalinda Wick thing.
Yes. So back at her deposition, did you talk to Judge Winter outside of the trial? No. Do you have does this have to do with any personal relationship? She's like, with Will? No. And then Patty's like, no, with your husband. And she's like, with
Ooh.
Peter? Like, yeah, apparently Peter met with Judge Winter 3 times on the day before he put
Well,
forth his sentence.
it was the week because that also confused me. I was like,
Oh, okay.
why would someone meet with someone 3 times in one day? But then I rewound it, like he met with him 3 times in the week before the
Okay.
verdict. They did say the
Yes.
eve before the verdict, so that did also make me think like in a day. But then no, they
Yeah.
said in the week. So I was like, okay, the week before the verdict it was you met with him 3 times. I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
And then they're like, we're going to subpoena Peter. We already did it. Next scene, Peter's walking up to the, to the elevator, and Will, of course, is in the elevator. He's like, hey. Peter's like, hey, hold the elevator, and Will's there. Like, okay, Will cannot press the button fast enough to
Oh
get the
my
doors to
god.
close so that they go up. There's this awkwardness between Will and Peter in the elevator. So, are you here? Are you seeing Alicia? Peter's like, seeing
Am I
Alicia?
seeing Alicia? You mean my wife? Am I seeing my wife? Is what you mean? The wife that you were to try to steal from me, bro? Is that what you mean? Like I was like, oh my god. And Will, like, it's so interesting because anytime Will is with Peter, except for one time where he confronted him over the subpoena thing,
Yeah.
Will has been like a puppy dog, like
Yeah.
looking down, like, because he knows, like, I am effing, was effing, want to f your wife,
Yes.
so I'm gonna be a little like contrite here, and this was definitely part of that. He was just like, cause Will just puts his foot in his mouth constantly, like, does she know you're coming here? He's like, what do you mean? Does she? And Peter is not letting him off the hook at all. He's like,
Peter,
what do you mean? Does she know I'm coming here? Why
yeah,
wouldn't
Peter's
she?
like, but he does admit, I've never seen where she worked. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, interesting. And then he goes, hey, Will, are you looking forward to getting back to the law? He's like, yeah, I think convicts call it short time. And Peter's like, I never did.
I love that Peter has the sense of humor to like to call this out. That was so funny to me. I guffawed so much in this little thing because it's as awkward as you would think it is. Like both actors do such a good job in relaying that of how like this is weird. Like we're in the same space together. We're Eskimo brothers. It's wild. It's weird, right?
And it's just about to get weirder because the door opens and who's standing there? But Alicia. And she
Ugh.
goes, well, hi.
Just
And,
the look of terror on her face as the doors open. She sees them. It's like, oh, perfect. I love it.
and she says, I was just going to go down to meet you. And Peter goes, which one? He's like, you, Peter. I was going to meet you, Peter.
We hate Peter, but he was top
I know.
notch
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
moment.
And
Like I
then,
love him just like calling it out, like, oh, which one do you mean, me or him?
and then Eli comes into the elevator space. But it was like, oh, hey, hi, everyone. How's it going?
Eli, who has this like additional level of terror, because let's not forget about
Why is this
the
boss here?
voicemail. Well, like
Yes.
the voicemail from
Yes.
season 1. So
Yes.
Eli has like an additional level of like something that no one else here knows
Yes.
about the voicemail. And like I love Eli's like, oh, like everyone being here together is weird and odd.
Yeah. And then from the other side of the hallway, Carrie comes up. She's like, oh, hey, how's it going, Peter? I like it here. They've got some smart people here. It's okay. And then 2 seconds later, this kid goes through on the walker. And then the next thing that happens is that the elevator opens and it's Kalinda and Eli in the most like Alan Cumming ace this because he just like turns around, arms open. He's like, Kalinda, it's a surprise party for you.
Oh, this might be like the scene of the show so far for me. This
It
was
was so good.
such a good like cascading moments of like people showing up, people being freaked out, people having these different relationships, all in the same space. Rarely happens, but it was so good. I loved
It
it.
was so good. It was so fun and like Emmy winning and on its own right. I think
Yeah,
I
for
was like,
sure.
it was so great. And Peter goes in, looks at Alicia's office, just like, wow, you've done well in the past 3 years. Like, congratulations. And I was like, okay, Peter, like, what drugs are you on? I know I think your mom's on drugs, but like, what drugs are you on? And then he's like, hey, come over to the house, just like 5 minutes tops. You don't have to stop or anything. And Alicia's just like, no, like, I got things to do, people to see, like, I can't do it. But also, hey, your mom seems a little confused. And Peter's like, well, she's getting old. And Peter leaves Alicia's office, and Eli is like spying, and he's like, "Oh, look at this, so great!" And,
Yeah.
and Alicia
It's like,
rolls her
yeah,
eye.
you guys, yeah, you're getting back to it. I know, yes, I love this for you guys. And then Leach like, F off, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so funny. Will and Kalinda go meet at a different bar. Like,
Yeah,
we,
you like as you wrote the notes for this episode, at it,
yeah,
you capitalize at a different
I
bar.
was so excited to see a different bar because there's a lot of bars in Chicago. This is a different one, and she's basically saying, "Hey, well, like I need an advance," and he's like, "Why? Like I got to get away for a while." It's like, "Well, we got some stuff going on. I can get you some of it. I can't get you all of it. Is this goodbye? Like, what's going on?" She's like, "I can't tell you much, but I'll take what you got." And as he leaves, he says, "Things are falling apart," and Kalinda says, "You'll build them back up again. That's what you do."
she's right, because this is like the third or fourth time the firm's run out of money, and we got to figure it out again. Like, oh my god, like, can y'all please just like get a better accounting apartment or something? I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've heard of Quick Books.
Yeah,
It's just like, even if you can't afford accountant, but like, or
budgeting
Excel,
maybe, you know,
like any of
something.
those things might be helpful.
Because you all seem to turn around constantly, like, oh my god, we're out of money. What happened?
The time has come for Peter's deposition, and he is questioned. Like, did you meet with him 3 times? Yeah. Is that a lot? Yeah. And the subject of your wife's lawsuit never came up? No, never came up. And so then they're like, oh, isn't he one of the judges that was in that case? They're like, yeah, but I can't talk about it. And basically, he explains about Wendy Scott Carr. He explains that he's not going to give any more charges to anyone in this case. And Patty sets this up as like, but yeah, because you're not putting more charges on this, like Judge Winters kind of owns you or owes you because of this. And isn't that a fair conclusion to make? And then Peter says, no. And they ask why. Like, because my wife and I are separated. And this is a deposition, everyone. This is on the record. This is on the record from a man who's running for governor, who has been told by the DNC that if you do not show up as married, that you are not going to get our support, by someone who is, never said those words out loud that we heard ever before. So for this reason, Jason.
Yes.
For this reason, we're being honest.
Uh-oh.
We're being a
oh my god. Oh, here we go. I was wondering.
Real grown-up human. I'm sure this will only last one whole episode.
Give it to me. Come on. Yeah.
I will award Carolina. I hope you can see Carolina. Like, I hope you can see where I'm coming from. Like, still the pure hatred, but I have to reward growth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
With another star.
Oh, a whole star? A whole star.
Whole star. I thought about being a half star, but I feel like as Alicia says later in this episode, honesty is worth more than you think. And I think this is something. Now, I reserve the right to take the star away or not avoid.
I don't even remember where we at with the stars.
I don't either. I have no idea.
I feel like this makes it like a star and a half.
Sure, that sounds about right. Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
I'm gonna write it down. From this moment, right now, we are at a star and a half with Peter.
I feel like this honesty is good. I don't know if we're gonna see it continue, but I reserve the right to take it away if he's playing around with this house.
Yeah, well, I mean,
took that, or at least take half of it away if he's playing around with this house, because that was part of it. Is like, he had the conversation with Alicia up front. He said, look, this is what's going on. He was very forthright in this deposition. He didn't hide, he didn't evade. He was, again, if you are ever unfortunately called before a court to be a witness, Peter Florrick is a great example of how to answer questions, because at one point Patty Nyholm says, isn't it a fair conclusion that he owed you, or like didn't ask a question? Like, she said it as a statement, and he says, oh, I didn't know that was a question. Yeah. Like, should I answer the question? He answers every question with the least amount of information possible. And so I was very impressed, unfortunately.
Yeah, he kind of took the cue from the Lockhart Garden people of like, don't give too much detail. Let them come to you. Don't give them anything on free, on your own. Let them ask the questions. So yeah, I didn't want to pressure you. I was definitely wondering if this is going to be a star.
Like, I didn't bring any of this up. And also, like, the reason why he was meeting with this judge is like support for his campaign. So he wasn't trying to manipulate in any way for other than his own gain. So
yeah, and he tells them, yeah, we're separated. So why, like, as if like, why would I do anything for my wife when we are separated?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well,
and can we talk about the reactions of everyone in that room?
Everyone's like, oh my god! Like, Diane is shocked. Diane's like, oh, like, this is interesting. Like, Diane, I'm sure, had some sort of like.
She probably had suspicion. For sure.
I think she even like knows, especially since she knows about stuff with Will. She's questioned Alicia before of like, hey, what's going on with y'all. So, but for Peter to say this publicly on a open record, and listen, we know Lewis Canning and Patty Nyholm, they're not going to be shy about sharing this
No,
information.
no.
So this is like him basically admitting to the world that he and his wife are separated. That's this in essence is what he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Uh, but again, I'm just like, I mean, you can still be separated from your wife and still like
Oh, it happens all the
want
time.
to help
Yeah.
her. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that totally excludes you from a quid pro quo thing, but it seems to have done the job.
Well, because they have had this image of like the perfect couple, the good wives, the
Mhm.
supporting, all of this stuff, even though there's been like under the underground talks about everything, the public image itself has still been that they've been united
Yeah,
in some way.
so why would
So
I help
it
my
shocked him
wife?
enough to like stop the conversation. Kalinda goes to say goodnight to Alicia, like she's
AKA
ever done
goodbye.
that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Alicia tells Kalinda about the call. It's like, hey, I got a call at my house. He knows my name. What is going on? Like, just tell me what is going on. Is this man dangerous? She goes, yeah. Who is he? He's my husband.
Oh, dun, 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 dun. Like, oh my god! Like, and listen, we had heard about the husband. It was last season, right?
No,
Or early this season.
yeah, last season.
Last
I was
season
like,
with
no, it was in season 2, which was
last season with
with
all the Blake
Blake, with
stuff.
the Blake
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So we heard she had a husband, and we heard he was dangerous. I think he had called this. He had called Clinda. She was ignoring the calls last
Yes.
season. So now we're back again with the husband shtick. With husband.
I wonder, because this check was made out to cash. I wonder if Kalinda just wrote this for herself, and the fact that it's coming back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he knew, because that's why he was asking for the check number. Like,
But I mean,
tell
she
me.
didn't steal the money because the money was.
She didn't cash it.
was
Yeah,
uncash.
no, yeah, exactly. But I think maybe she was going to, but then didn't. I don't know. There's something up with the check.
Maybe
Like,
she's done it before, and this was like
yeah,
another one she just didn't get around to cashing.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's very, very mysterious.
very mysterious. Will and Diane are meeting with Patty and Canning to talk again about where we are in the case. And Diane says, there's no way Peter would have done this or would have done this for their wife because, they're separated. And Will's like, what?
What? You say what now?
But that they're separated in the record. Like, she said they're separated like as many times as she possibly could.
It did feel like, was she trying to also signal to Will, like, hey boy,
Yeah.
guess what? Like, I got for you, boy. They are officially saying they're separated. It was like, oh, interesting. Like,
like the camera, like, specifically.
Yeah, they caught his reaction.
Yeah,
like,
like,
oh, okay.
So Patty and Lewis are just like sitting in chairs, and Patty like shows her the phone. I was like, and Diane and Will are like, you lost. Like, let's just call it what it is. You lost. And Canning's like, yeah, you lost. We should probably go. Except for like this one thing. Like this one thing. This whole thing was a distraction because your top client, Edelstein, is now ours. And so we were just waiting for the text message that had come through to what's her face? Patty.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, oh, now you can't pay your balloon payment. We've got your biggest client. They walk out and Will's just like, oops.
Yeah. Now my question here, many questions. And first of all, Lewis Canning never loses. We know this, right? Every loss for Lewis is a win for him in some sort of way. He never loses. In his estimation, he never loses. He definitely didn't lose here because he did apparently get Edelstein. My other question is, Patty and Lewis, y'all don't work for the same firm. I don't think. Like, so when you say ours,
I wonder because she's a flipper. Because
it's a new partnership.
Flopped. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah.
We're about to get a Canning and Nyholm and associates type of
yeah,
deal.
because it's flexible and you can take care of your kids and
yes,
all this stuff.
Lewis is all about the family at his firm, as he told Alicia so many episodes ago. But yeah, I was like, what do you mean ours? Like, y'all work for two different firms, as far as I know now. But I don't know. I was like, I mean, ours. Whose is he really? But yeah, I love this. They're like, hey, yeah, we got your attention so far over here. you weren't paying attention over here, which I don't know if it's as simple as that. But according to Lewis, it is.
Yeah, yeah. And Will's like, oops. And they're like, okay, I guess we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah, they go, so tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Which is like, made me think of like, does tomorrow have a special significance? I don't know. I was like, okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Hey, that's all
tomorrow.
we can sing, or else we'll get strike from YouTube.
The Good Wife is on TV.
There you go. Perfect.
Will and Alicia find themselves in the elevator again.
The elevator of love.
Yes. And Will's like, that was weird. Alicia's like, the whole Peter thing? Yeah, that was weird. And then there's like a good 30 seconds of just like eyes back and forth between the two. And Will goes, was it a mistake? Referring to the two of them. And Alicia says no. And then Will says, good night. And he leaves. So I don't know. I don't know if they're teasing that they're going to get back together, especially now that the separation is public. I have no clue. But Alicia does not know that the separation is public at this point that we know about.
Yeah. I will say, if the dalliance in the early part of this season is the only Will and Alicia dalliance of the whole series, I think I'll be a little disappointed. I think I have made it up so big in my mind about what the Will and Alicia relationship is / was, that if that was it, I'll be a little disappointed. I'll be a little let down if that was all their love story was.
I can't remember, but I don't think it is all that it is, because I too also have like this high. I don't know if it's because I was a teenager and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
like, I also remember, elevators. Elevators. Keep your eyes on the elevators.
Marissa, you weren't a teenager.
I was in my mind. I was graduated from college as a young 20-year-old teenager.
This was in the late 90s TV show. It's like
how old I am, Jason. Everything was ago. Like
it's 14 years ago.
By the way, age is just a number.
True, but you can't lie about the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. It's just a number. I was just a small teenager. I don't think so, Marissa.
Okay,
you were a full-grown adult.
You've made your point.
I was a full-grown adult. I know you were a full-grown adult when this show was coming on.
Okay. I hear you. Anyway, math is not my strong suit. And also because I can only use it for one more. I had my head cut open, like my head. There was a hole in my head.
Yeah.
Like
okay,
take
Jackie.
A while.
Right,
yeah, exactly. Oh man. Okay, so Alicia she does go to visit the house and she talks to Peter. It's like, oh, they didn't change much. It's like, no, it could have done more if they changed more, but they didn't do anything. And Alicia's like, I gotta go, but thanks for today. And Peter says, I didn't do anything but tell the truth. And she goes, that's bigger than you think. And it is, Peter. It is bigger than you think. He's like, just stay for pizza. It's like, no, kids say goodbye. Kids want her to stay for pizza. She walks outside, stands on her porch, looks through the window at the quintessential family pizza scene, and then looks at her Buick. We had to get the shot at the Buick in. Looks at the Buick and is like driving away. And so we don't know which way she's going to go, but she is turned towards the family at the end of the episode. So who knows? She's going to be indecisive about this for all of time. But at the other end of things, we're back in action movie territory because we're in Kalinda's apartment where there are no lights except for blue lights. And she is there like packing up her stuff. And then she stops and she's like, okay, I can't run. I'm not going to run. She then pulls one of her armchairs in front of the door, sits in it, and starts loading a gun. And I'm like, oh God, like she's not going to do this. Like, this is not a thing that Kalinda would do. But she is sitting there waiting for the door to knock, knocks 3 times. And she's sitting basically at the end of her part of the episode, sitting in her armchair with a loaded gun hidden in the cushion. Don't shoot your butt is all I got to say about that one.
Don't shoot your butt. That is good life. It's good life lesson in general. Don't shoot your butt. I'm gonna change. I'm
Don't
gonna
shoot your
change my
butt.
message board over here to say don't shoot your butt. Um, Now I will say,
Yes.
from what I do remember and what I know of the Good Wife fan community, how they feel about
Mm-hmm.
the Kalinda husband storyline,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably the least liked storyline. Well, second to least liked storyline in the Good Wife lore. So,
Yeah, it's not fun.
and I don't remember it being great. I remember it being like, oh, this is not a good idea to do. I understand a couple things. I understand wanting to unwrap the mystery that is Kalinda and doing that
Mm-hmm.
through introducing her husband and doing all that. We're going to get into that in season 4. We're going to find out more about Kalinda, more about Kalinda's past, more about this and that. I understand the need to do that. I also understand we need to give her a storyline outside of Alicia because
Yeah,
let's remember the Alicia Kalinda rift, the permanent
it's
rift
brewing. It's
is
brewing.
coming soon. We were a little premature in saying it was this season, but I do think it's going to
It,
be more
it was
pronounced.
like this season was proof of concept.
Yeah, it was a trial run. And I do think in season 4 we will get the permanent rift. So we need to have Kalinda doing stuff, and that stuff is going to be dealing with her personal life, her personal past. I don't remember being received very well by the fandom. So for those that have
Yeah.
never and that are new in this Good Wife journey with us and are watching with us for the first time, just kind of buckle up, stay with us because that storyline in particular is going to get weird. It's going to get into weird territory. Just stay with us.
Stay with us because I will continue to hate Peter even though I gave him a star. And I will also continue to hate Jackie even though she's may or may not have had a stroke or is faking a stroke. I don't know for sure.
I think she definitely had a stroke. Yeah.
So stay for that part at least. Find out if Jackie really had a stroke.
Yes, but yeah, just stay with us as we start our dive into season 4 next week.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited
And
to see what will have been. Will there be a time jump? Will we be go right into this next moment with Kalinda and the gun and the husband? I kind of assume so. I don't know.
yeah. Well,
This should be-
and what's great about this podcast is we don't have to wait like a whole summer to watch the next
That's right.
one. So I'm excited to get started on season 4. Also, we've got Elsbeth around the corner starting on October 12th. So a lot more Kingverse coverage here on the Good Pod coming for you in a couple of weeks. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Marissa, you want to fill the people in on where they can find you and all of your musings?
Yes, sure. Here, usually at the Good Pod. Jason and I are working on some stuff, so stay tuned. There might be some more announcements coming your way, which is exciting. I'm also over on Whirlwind Podcast talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on a time. Talk about sharks jumping.
Or
There's
jumping over the sharks.
yeah, there's a lot of that happening over on that show. And then
Do you remember where the term "jump the shark" came from?
yeah, from Happy Days.
Yeah.
Because
I remember seeing that episode of Happy Days, like in my childhood, where Fonzie jumped the shark.
But like on Nick at Night.
Yeah, on Nick at Night. And then
Yeah.
hearing about it later in life of that being the term where Jump the Shark came from. I was like, oh my God, I watched an episode when I was a kid. And I remember thinking that at the time when I was a kid, this is weird.
We should explain it. So Jump the Shark is a moment when the Fonz jumps over a shark on water skis on Happy Days. And that after that moment, the entire show goes down.
Yeah, I mean, and it just deviates so much from the mission statement of the show, which was just a show about cool ass Fonzie and the Cunninghams. It deviates so much from that, which tells you like the show is in such a like kind of a slump. They're like, we got to do something to really excite the audience.
Yeah, it's like the creativity of that original storyline had run out, but the ad revenue was so important that we're going to keep running the show. So you better figure out something to do.
Yeah. We need to get people excited. We need to get people excited about the show. Come watch this episode because Fonzie's going to jump a shark. And that's just kind of like the impetus of like, hey, we want to excite the fan base. We're going to do this. We're going to get Kalinda in action mode and introduce her husband. Keep watching the show, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So lots of sharks jumping over on Pretty Little Liars, or previously previous Little Liars on Woven Podcast. Otherwise, I'm talking to my sister about space and Star Trek on the USS Sisterhood podcast. We are watching Star Trek The Next Generation for the first time. If you want links to all of these things, you can go to itsmemarissag.com and you will find all of them there. Jason, is this a busy podcast season? I know you're into football right now. What's going on? What's going on in your world?
Football is dominating my life, basically, as it is want to do in this season. On the podcasting side of things, not super busy. You can find me where you can always find me over on the Perfect Match podcast. We are on Patreon talking about season 11 of that show. It's an older season until the new season premieres on Peacock. Whenever that is, we still don't have a date, so we're still doing old seasons over on Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/Perfect Match Podcast, that's where you can find me doing that. Other than that, I think that's about it. You can find me there. Find me in Asia talking about Married at First Sight, as we do. Love is Blind is coming up real soon within the next.
The US one.
version.
I've been watching the France one. The France one.
I can't. I don't know if I can do the France one. I don't know if I can do captions or dubs, whatever. But I know Brazil is also supposed to be pretty hot too.
Yeah, France, like Mean Girl energy. There's some Mean Girl energy happening there. There's the mess.
But yeah, US version's coming out October 1st, so that's like right around the corner. So me, Asia, and Mary, we'll be back to cover that when that comes up October 1st. So stay tuned for that as well. But that's all for me and Marissa this episode. Season 3 in the books. Season 4 coming up next week. Until then, stay good.